Greetings, friends. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the life of Westminster at this time. First, on the question when we might regather for in-person worship, our task force on campus use and our session are not recommending we reconvene for in-person worship in the building anytime soon, and we do not have a date for a time we are targeting to regather. As a staff, we're anxious to be back in the sanctuary together with the congregation. We greatly miss that time together singing God's praise. But based on the continuing uptick in COVID-19 numbers, and also the experience of other congregations that have regathered and have had to close due to infections, we believe not meeting in person in the building is the best way for us to love our neighbor during this season. This is not a casual decision. There are two primary reasons we've come to this conclusion. First and foremost, we just cannot guarantee everyone's safety in the room. Large gatherings in enclosed spaces are major sources of virus spread. Secondly, we cannot provide a quality worship experience with social distancing protocols in place. 6-foot distance between individuals, masks at all times, no singing, 20 feet of distance between pastors and liturgists and soloists. The seamless looking worship we share online actually has participants queuing each other for camera angles and microphones. Pastors are often not even facing the pews where congregants would be seated and are speaking at cameras on the sides of the sanctuary. And we're just not sure that would be a spiritually uplifting experience for people in the room. Until we can safely gather a larger number of people in the sanctuary, it just makes sense for us to continue in virtual, or what we like to call virtuous worship. Thankfully, we are thriving online. Our weekly worship attendance on Sundays and Wednesdays is more than triple what we average during a normal in-person week of worship. Each week we actually have people from more than 20 states worshiping with us, and countries in Europe and in the Caribbean. I also want to update you on Westminster's finances. Financially, we are reasonably stable at this point in time. This is due primarily to the continued generosity of members and friends who support our ministry, a good number of whom have already paid their annual pledges in full. We are grateful for everyone's ongoing support. Like most churches, Westminster also applied for and received a forgivable loan from the government's payroll protection program, which enabled us to maintain payroll for our entire staff into the summer. This was particularly helpful to us in paying the employees of our preschool and our thrift shop, both of which closed in March and have had no income since closing. Our COVID-19 relief fund has also helped meet the needs of individuals adversely affected by the pandemic. You may have heard that Westminster's preschool board made a difficult decision last week not to open our preschool in the fall. This fall will be a difficult time for many households with school-aged children, so please, we invite you to keep them in your prayers. Lastly, I want to let you know that we are looking into the possibility of an in-person outdoor worship gathering, perhaps in September, if we believe we can do so safely. We will let you know more about that possibility as our plans unfold. God's blessings to you. Be safe, be well, and thanks for all you do to enable Westminster to be and remain fully engaged as the body of Christ in this challenging season.